They lied directly in your face. Okay. The worst credit advice that is literally hurting your score right now. Okay. A lot of people are following bad credit advice and they're seeing like results that's essentially starting to slow down everything that they've been building. Okay. And we're going to go over what that worst personal credit advice is that I have heard. And some people are literally doing it. Okay. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, first things first, worst credit advice I've ever heard. Listen, number one, close old credit cards to boost your credit score. This is not something that you want to do. And here's the reason why. Okay. Number one, credit history. Okay. Credit history length is what matters. Okay. Now, there's a lot of things that make up your credit score, but one of them is your credit length history. For those who don't know, that's the average age of accounts. Okay. Essentially, how long is an account open? So, if an account is 3 years old, 5 years old, 10 years old, those are the types of things you need to look out for. Okay. The older your accounts are, the better your score is going to be. So if you close old credit cards, it's not going to boost your credit score. Now, there are some times I even instruct some of my students to close certain credit cards. However, we keep certain credit cards open depending on how old they are. Usually, if you have a card that's like under 2 years, we try to catch it before it gets too old. Like if you have a credit card that has a lot of fees, like a credit one card, you really want to try to get out of that in like 2 years. But if 2 years have already passed, then it's okay to keep the card at the end of the day. But you just don't want to force yourself. So at the end of the day, it's going to be your personal decision, but you got to know what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. Okay. But closing a long standing account can shorten your credit history, which makes up 15% of your score. Also, your credit utilization can go through the roof, it can skyrocket. If you close a card with a high limit, your available credit is going to shrink. Okay. And that's going to make your utilization percentage go up, and this can drop your score fast. Okay. So make sure you guys got that information as well. Okay. Make sure you're not closing certain types of old credit cards. Also, we do get people that ask us, can we help them with their credit? We most definitely can. As you guys can see right here, we helped one of our members go from a 649 to a 677, 657 to a 684, and of course their experience went up as well too, and they just followed our game plan. Okay, so if you're looking to increase your credit score as well, qualify for home ownership, or even lower your monthly car payment, scan that QR code to learn more about our custom credit game plan. Okay, the next one is going to be disputing everything on your credit report. Okay, do not do this. I see people that dispute positive accounts, and you don't want to do that. Here's why. Okay. Number one, if the account is valid, for a lot of people, accounts come back. Okay. A lot of times people don't talk about what happens with disputes. The collection company now has your updated information. They now know that they can contact you. A lot of times they don't have your updated information sometimes. But either way, a lot of times with the dispute process, people don't understand if the account is valid, whether it gets removed or not. In a lot of cases, it ends up coming back, and now you just simply wasted your time. Or another one is too, if positive information, and I've seen this happen. If positive information is disputed and removed, then your credit score is going to drop. Okay. So, and I've seen this before, and this is a perfect example. Okay. So, disputing the late payment. All right. Disputing the late payment and not the entire account. For example, if you have a late payment on your credit report, you want to dispute the actual late payment, not the entire account. You got 4 years. I've seen people with 3 years, 4 years, 2 years of positive payment history. They had that one late payment, those two late payments. They're trying to get those removed. They happened years ago, months ago, whenever. And then they end up disputing the entire account. This doesn't happen all the time, but I've seen people do it, and it ended up either getting the entire account removed or the entire payment history removed. So be careful as you're disputing certain things, because you most definitely don't want to be disputing everything that's on your credit report. All right. Next is going to be people telling people you only need one credit card. Anybody telling you this is giving you horrible advice. Here's why. Okay. Having multiple accounts. First off, you need to have multiple accounts. Why do you need to have multiple accounts? When you have multiple accounts, you're able to have what they call a good mix of credit. Okay. Now, this is going to help you diversify that mix, which makes up 10% of your credit score. So you need to make sure that you have a good credit mix. So obviously, in order to get a mix, you need to have more than one credit card. For those who don't know, a mix of accounts is what they call revolving accounts and installment accounts. And in a revolving account is a credit card because the amount that you use, it revolves, it changes. That's normal, that's natural. Then you have what they call installment accounts. Installment accounts are any accounts that ends in the word loan, mortgage loan, student loan, auto loan, personal loan. Okay. So when you have those mix of accounts, usually your natural life, you're going to end up getting, especially living in America, you more than likely are going to end up getting an auto loan at some point, a mortgage loan at some point, credit cards throughout your life. And so, but you want to have that mix. Here's another reason why. If you only have one card and you max that card out, your utilization is now at 100%, which is going to drop your score. So keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is that banks close. Listen in the comments, have you all ever had a credit card and the company that you had the credit card with closed, like the actual bank or the department store closed? A lot of people had department store credit cards, and those department stores have closed, right? Companies close, banks close. And not only that, sometimes banks will close your account, they will close your credit card account. So that's another reason why you can't just have one credit card because you're going to be too vulnerable, especially if that happens. Okay. Next is going to be checking your credit score hurts your score. Again, horrible advice. Okay. One, because that's inaccurate. Okay. People need to understand that is how you check your credit that's going to hurt your score. Okay. I'll give you an example. When I was years ago, I worked at a jewelry store. This was like in college, and that particular jewelry store had it set up to where we could have people fill out an application to get credit, so they can go ahead and buy, jewelry. Obviously, either way, one of the workers I was working there with, she was like, "I'm going to put in an application so I can see my score." People honestly did this. They would essentially, she let the company run her credit so she can see what her score was. I saw this. This was in college. So either way, my point is people check their credit, and the way you do it is going to hurt your score. So here's, you got to understand, guys, you have soft increase and you have hard increase, also known as soft pulls and hard pulls. Okay. A soft inquiry is essentially when you are checking your own credit. However, it needs to be done through a credit monitoring company. Okay. So a credit monitoring company is going to be, let's say, for example, Credit Karma. The list goes on, myfico.com. When you go to those sites and they don't ask you for your full social, it's not a financial institution. Like, you're not like, if you're trying to get a car, you're trying to get a house, that's a hard inquiry. But otherwise, it's going to be a soft inquiry. A soft inquiry does not, I repeat, does not affect your credit score. Okay. Now, only hard inquiries from applying for loans or credit cards can cause a small drop. Now, here's what I want you guys to understand. It's not the end of the world if you have an inquiry. Some of you all go crazy about these inquiries. Inquiries hurt you a couple of points. The whole point of having a credit score means that someone's going to have to take a look at your credit at some point. So it's a natural thing that your credit is taking a look at, but you just don't want to have it, where everyone can just get in, right? So you want to make sure it makes sense. But again, that's some of the worst advice that I've heard is checking your score. Checking your credit hurts your score. But people still think this. This is why I want to clarify that information. Listen, guys, I clear up stuff like this all the time inside of our credit community. Okay. Listen, if you guys are with the 850 Club Elite, let us know inside the comment section below. And go ahead and comment Elite if you are in the building. Okay. Listen, we got people that's accomplishing their credit goals. Okay, let me just share with you all just a couple stories. This is a young lady here who wanted to buy a car. Her credit was not the best, and I showed her exactly what she needed to do. She improved her credit score. Now she has a car. Cars are easy. I help these young ladies get cars. This young lady right here, she actually watches the YouTube channel. I don't know if she's on here tonight, but either way, she had a goal to get a car. Walked her through that process. So cars are easy, guys. Cars are most definitely easy. Then you got people that want to buy a home. This couple right here, they wanted to buy a home right here in Chicago. Credit scores was not the best, and they followed my process step by step, and they were able to improve their credit scores and go right into homeownership. Any veterans in the house? Vets, let me know inside the comments if we got any veterans in the building. This is a veteran right here, and he wanted to use his VA loan, but his credit score was not where it needed to be. And honestly, where he was paying rent, there were homes in his neighborhood in that same neighborhood that he can purchase. So we took that, we got him. I gave him a game plan. He followed it to the T. He ended up qualifying for home ownership, so he could actually use his VA loan. So any vets, listen. We need to be using your VA loan, but that's not it, guys. Listen, let me show you guys this, and we're gonna get into the comments here real quick. And the reason why I'm showing you guys this, I'm excited for a lot of the people that are seeing results inside of our 850 Club Elite, because you're around people that are winners. You're around people that are not only setting goals, but they're going after them. Okay. This is another one of our success stories here. And of course, he got a custom game plan. He's part of the 850 Club Elite, but either way, he wanted to be with Navy Federal. He wanted to get a high limit credit card with Navy Federal and got an $11,000 limit with them. And of course, that's an amazing situation. And of course, last but not least, Marcus is probably watching tonight. Listen, I know you guys see Marcus in the comments. He's always in the comments. But either way, check this out. Now, Marcus, of course, has been watching our YouTube channel. He learned a lot from the YouTube channel. And then again, he also joined the 850 Club Elite. Either way, he is now on his way. This is OMW, on my way to homeownership. I got my pre-approval letter. I'm on the hunt. Okay. And of course, Gillian, of course, said congratulations. And Yanobi says congratulations to Marcus as well. Listen, and you guys see right here, again, if you have a goal, no matter what that is, we most definitely can get you in position. All right. Let's go and get to the comments real quick. Did you guys learn some information tonight? Wanted to make sure you guys got that. Mike H is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. Apostle Joan is in the house on a Sunday night. I'm sure you got class or something like that tomorrow, Apostle Joan. But Apostle Jones says, the older the better. It's called an age trade line. Looks better the higher the limit and lower the usage is what's best. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike H says, I got 2 3-year-old credit cards. One just went up to 33% and an annual fee. That's crazy. That's crazy. So did the annual fee go up, Mike, or did it go from no annual fee to an annual fee? That's crazy. Keep me posted on that, Mike. He says, I'm definitely getting rid of that 33%. Now, keep in mind, it's only 33% if you carry a balance. But just like interest rates go up, I do believe interest rates will come back down. So keep an eye on that for sure. Tony Brown says credit age is a factor. I'm telling you, people don't be paying attention to that. They forget about credit age. They forget about new credit. Okay. They forget about credit mix. So it's not just payment history and utilization, guys. You got to know what makes that score move. Apostle Jones says, can I have your email? I have a question. My sister needs help. Approval for a home, but now she needs $3,000 down. Stuck, has a 600 credit score. Oh, we're gonna make I gotta answer. I got you. So here, Apostle Jones. So check this out. I'm gonna give you you've always been here. I'm gonna give you a free answer on that one. Honestly, she probably just needs to change her lenders. That's what I would recommend. However, though, if we get her score higher, then she's gonna have more options. So what's happening is that and by the way, I'm glad Apostle Joan brought this up too. We have our home buying event coming up, guys. So I'm gonna put that inside here. I'm gonna put all these links inside the chat. So here, if you guys are looking to join the 850 Club Elite, I have that there. Okay, how much your credit goals in the okay 850 Club Elite. Okay, so I'm putting all this inside of the chat here, guys. But Apostle Joan, yeah, that's what I recommend. She needs to change. She should get another lender. However, though, oh, and that's what I was gonna do. Okay, so this is our free. We have a free home buying event, guys, coming up. Free home buying event. That's gonna be this Saturday. Okay, that's gonna be this Saturday. Okay. Now, if you guys are local, come on, slide through. If y'all not local, y'all just want to just fly on in, drive in. We're gonna be right here in Tinley Park. I'm gonna put all the information inside of the chat here. Okay, so you guys can go ahead and get registered for that. It is free. That's a home buying event. Why am I bringing this up? When your credit score is between 580 and 620, your mortgage scores, and you're going in for home ownership, the tier one, well, I would say the bottom tier is when your score is between 580 and 620. So the goal is to really go to it's like 620 or higher. Yes, you can buy a home between 580 to 620, but it's a lot of red tape. It's a lot of unnecessary drama. So, if you want less drama, you need to get a higher score. But either way, Apostle Joan here, I'm gonna put this is the team email inside of here. Let us know what's going on. And again, now she could at minimum she could join the elite. She may need a game plan, but it's really up to her on how she wants to do it. Okay. But I just put that email in there for her as well, too. Okay. Reese is in the house. Reese is also a veteran as well, too. Appreciate you, Risa. All right. Yanobi, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. Charles says Elite is in the building. Yanobi, of course, is here. Elite is in the building. C. Marie is in the house. Joy is in the house. Appreciate you being here, Joy. All right. Annie is in the house. All right. Ethel's in the house. EA50 Club Elite is in the building. Ethel has been emailing the team like crazy. Okay, listen, Ethel is ready for her game plan. She is ready to to get after her goals. We are watching you, Ethel. Okay, just know I see. Just know I don't see everything, but I do see the frequency for sure. Textile says glad to catch the live for the first time. Welcome. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Mike says, I'm a veteran. I really need a consultation with you, Calvin. Mike, if you don't come on, I think we've been talking about this for a minute, Mike. So here's the thing. Y'all do know the hack. I'll let y'all know the hack. If you, so there's a couple different things you can do, but I would say the easiest hack is to join the 850 Club Elite. We go live once we multiple times out the week. Okay, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got our 90-day home buying challenge. Listen, I'm not trying to let me just show you guys. So I can show you better than I can tell you, because I know that of course you guys won't see everything in every single video, but I just want to show you guys this real quick. I'm gonna share this tab. So when you guys join the 850 Club Elite, let me show you guys what that looks like so you guys get an idea. Okay. I'll move myself over here so you guys can see it. Okay. So you guys join the 850 Club Elite, this is what you guys are going to see. Okay. So this is the community where you could just type in your question. So it's a lot of questions in here and you guys can kind of see what's going on. But either way, this is one person here that John was just talking about the other day about how his credit score just went up. Let me see if I can click on this. So listen, this is where, of course, everything started for him. He was a 618 credit score. Okay. And then, of course, now his score is a 661. And listen, you could learn a lot of stuff even just by watching a YouTube channel, guys. But listen, you don't have to be, you're not by yourself. But either way, this is what we got coming up. We have in our classroom section, this is where you can see everything. Okay. I want you all to know something. I don't care if your credit score is 300. I don't care if it's 750. We have stuff for everybody. Okay. Why is that? Let me give an example. If you want to increase your credit score, just click on I want to increase my credit score. Then you can go right up in here and you can look where your credit score range is. Okay. If your score is between 300 to 600, 600 to 700, adding accounts, it goes into understanding how trade lines work. It goes through the dispute process. Everything you need is here. Okay. Everything you need is in there to improve your credit score. Okay. Then also, if you want to lower your car payment, okay, if you want to lower your car payment, here, let me move some of this stuff out the way. I'm gonna zoom out on this. But if you want to lower your car payment, you can see right there what you could do to lower your car payment. Okay. If you want a personal loan, the list goes on. If you need funding for your business, okay. If you want to see the interviews that we've done, these interviews, y'all just not saw this interview. This interview just came out. They already saw this 3 weeks ago. This is another interview that's coming out in the next couple weeks. Okay. They've already seen this. Okay. And when you're part of the 850 Club Elite, check this out. They do a Q&A. So they do a 20, 25, 30-minute interview. and they stick around for like another half hour just answering questions. Where can you get this stuff, man? He charges thousands of dollars. But look at our calendar. We have so much stuff coming up. But here, this is, I'm just going to show you guys what we got coming up. Okay. So this Thursday, not Thursday. Yeah, it is Thursday. This Thursday, our 90-day home buying challenge. Okay. This is our third meeting for the masterclass that we're doing for the we're going to be discussing the pre-approval process. Okay. We got a lot of people that now have pre-approvals that were a part of our 90-day home buying challenge. Don't worry, we got another one coming up as well too. Then we have, of course, our in-person home buying event. Listen, guys, you most definitely want to be in the building. Okay. I'm telling you all, no matter what your goal is. Now, cars are easy, homes are easy. We're going to be diving deeper into business credit. Look, some people don't think I know business credit like that. I just don't talk about it much because majority of our people are, rebuilding their credit scores, things of that sort. But we're most definitely going to be making sure the entire credit circle. We want to make sure that you know that again, we can help you. Okay, so whatever you're looking to do, we can help you do that for sure. Okay, just want to make sure everybody got that information and you know what's going on. All right. Let me go back up here to the top. All right. And there we go. All right. But yes, there you go, Mike. So I would strongly recommend the 850 Club Elites. That's going to be your best option for sure. Okay. And he says good information for sure. Textile says, I just tunes in. Is it over? Oh, no, we still here. Apostle says, yep, I do, sir. Okay, great. All right. Well, keep me posted. Let's see here. Give me cash says Calvin. I owe a $17,000 balance from Navy Federal and Bank of America maxed out 9,000. Which one should I attack first? They both had the same interest rate. I say go to snowball method. I like the snowball method where you start from the smallest and then work your way up to the top, especially if the interest rate is the same. Some people like to kind of bring down the most expensive one. Obviously, if the interest rates are the same but the balance is higher, technically it's costing you more with the Navy Federal one. But if you want a small win, I would go out to 9,000. But if you're like, hey, I got some extra cash, go out to the Navy Federal. Either way, you win. But just stay consistent, stay aggressive, and don't use the cards. That's another thing I want people to understand. When you're paying down your credit cards, do not use the credit cards. If you're paying them down and using them, you're not getting anywhere. Stop, don't use them. Leave them at the house. You don't have to close them. Either cut the cards up, cut them up, or hide them. Hide them from you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. Textile says, how and where do you get your trade lines? So we don't do trade lines at 850 Club. The only trade lines we do is that we do recommend, I should say, would be credit builder accounts. I'm not, so I used to be a fan of trade lines. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with having a trade line, but my biggest thing is, and I talk about that in here. So matter of fact, let me pull this up for you. Let me pull this up for you guys. Let me give you guys a little sneak peek here because I talk about this because a lot of people, they be messing this type of stuff up. All right, so here, I'm gonna walk you guys through this so you guys can see this. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a nice little treat here so you guys can see. And this, give me 1 second so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. All right. So we're going to share this tab. This is inside the 850 Club Elite. Okay. So you go to Classroom and then you go to I want to increase my credit score. Okay. Once you click there, you're then going to go to where it says trade lines and authorized users. And here I break down what that is. Now you guys probably can't see all of this, but check this out. If you decide that you want to move forward with a trade line or authorized user account, okay. The matter of fact, let me see how big I can make this. Let me see here. I'm gonna see if I can at least pause it. And we're gonna go extended on this. Next, let's go. Okay. All right. So let me see. Okay, awesome. All right, so let me hide this real quick. Okay, I'm gonna make myself a little bit smaller. All right, so check this out. This is directly from the 850 Club Elite. All right. So now, an authorized user is someone who's given permission by the primary card holder to use their credit card account. In most cases, authorized user is also issued a card with their name on it, and they can use that card to make purchases just like the primary card holder. However, the primary card holder is ultimately responsible for all charges made on the account, including those made by the authorized user. Here's where the authorized user comes in. Authorized users can be added to a credit card account for a variety of reasons. Obviously, if a parent is adding a child, blah, 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 right? But it's important to know that authorized users cannot make changes to the account. Okay. And then it kind of goes into that. So let me see here the next piece on this. Okay. And now this is what, if you want to move forward with the authorized user, here's what you guys got to know. This is, guys, you can get a trade line in your family. Okay. I talked about this. You can get one of your, if you have a kid that's like 18 to 24 years old, get a Capital One card or get a credit card for them, help them manage it. And since you're helping them manage it or managing it for them, you can add yourself as an authorized user. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with that. But either way, ensure this, if you guys decide to do this, ensure that the last 48 months of payment history is 100% on time, okay? Because credit reports are going to show at least 24 to 48 months of previous payment history, okay? And then it goes on to go into some other information there as well. All right. But again, that's just a sneak peek of understanding one, what an authorized user is, and then breaking down, what your risk factor is with that. But some of you all got family members that will add you on. I'm not a fan of paying for trade lines in the sense of you don't know who that person is, or because it's a trust factor. We used to actually sell trade lines back in the day, but we had relationships with those people, but at the same time we noticed that accounts were starting to get closed from banks. So and at that point, it just wasn't what we thought it was going to end up being. And so there are some things that happen on the back end. At least just want to plant that seed there. Okay. And I'm not against it. If you guys want to do it, do your thing. So just want to just kind of at least set the expectations in there for sure. All right. Okay. Ms. Moore is in the house. St. Lucia, Florida is in the house. Appreciate you being here as well. Mike says no annual fee. Check with your staff. I sent a screenshot about 2, 3. Oh, okay, cool. It probably was on Friday. The team probably had already left. So yeah, so we'll check that again on Monday for sure, Mike. So yeah, keep us posted on that for sure. Okay. And just so you guys know, if we get emails all the time. Uh, so a lot of times it's people, if they're not a client, then we don't have you in our database. So of course, if you're a client, then you have in a database, that's a different ball game. But yeah, now I know that that's you, Mike. But either way, yeah, the team, they'll be responding to that on Monday. But I think, yeah, if that was Friday, it probably came in when they were leaving out, for sure. Booker is in the house. Appreciate you being here, sir. Grinding for the bag. Appreciate you being here. Janessa says, and you pay more in interest at that bottom level. Absolutely, for sure. Apostle Jones says, thank you very much. I'll give her the info. Absolutely, keep me posted on that for sure. Booker says 850 Club Elite. Y'all know he is in there, always spreading good positive energy as well too. We appreciate you, sir. Ernest says, I want to increase my credit score. So here, there's a lot of, so we can help you guys a lot of different ways. Just here, go to the 850club.com and you'll see all the ways that we can help you. Matter of fact, here, let me take you there now. I'll show you guys. This is everything that we can do for you to help you improve your credit score. Okay. Let me see here. The 850 Club Elite is honestly where you guys want to start, to be honest with you, but it's most definitely up to you. So this is it here. Let me make myself a little bit smaller so you guys can actually see. Let me go here. Okay. So this is what we can assist you with. Okay. So if you have the 850 Club Elite, that is a monthly membership, and you get all access to all of my courses. We add stuff to the classroom all the time. We're adding stuff to the classroom almost every week, if not every 2 weeks. Okay. And then you get access to weekly Q&A calls. It goes on. All the exclusive fun stuff is inside the 850 Club Elite. This is what holds you accountable too, because you're around other positive people, and not just the positive people, but people that are going for something. Everyone's looking to improve their credit scores, going into homeownership, getting a car, getting business credit, lowering their car payments, adding utility bills to their credit report so they can get easy points. A lot of stuff goes on there. Then you have a custom game plan. Okay. This is where my team and we look at your credit report and we create a custom game plan based on what you're looking to do. This is going to help you accomplish your goals a lot faster. Okay. Why is that? Because we're looking at your credit score and we're telling you exactly what you need to do based on your accounts, your credit scores, all of that. Okay. So that plays a role. Then you have a one-on-one virtual call with me. Okay. So again, if you want a one-on-one, you could do that as well too. All of those options are going to be, I just put that link inside the chat there as well. All right. So let me go back and let me go here. Okay, cool. That way everyone knows what we have available there. Okay. So we're all, of course, I love talking. So you guys are going to always get videos. And I try to make videos based on the comments we see, based on the emails that we get, based on the questions that our elite members have. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Okay. By the way, we also have stuff that's in elite that's not everywhere else. So, for example, if you guys want to learn about like government grants, I'm interviewing my friend that knows a lot about government grants. He's gotten over, I think, $300,000 in government grants in the last couple of years. So yeah, and I went to college with him, so he has his doctorate degree and everything, and now he's full time teaching people how to get government grants and such. So listen, that's going to be coming up in the next couple weeks. Ooh, I got something big. I haven't even told you guys about this one. We're going to be interviewing a consumer lawyer. People have been, listen, let me tell y'all something. People have been giving y'all real bad advice. They're saying don't pay your collections, all kind of stuff. You're going to hear from a consumer lawyer. Okay, someone that is an actual lawyer, not these people that be talking about that be referencing these random pages on the Fair Credit Reporting Act that they never read. I'm not knocking people. I'm just saying this is an actual consumer lawyer. Yes, we just locked him in as a guest. Yes, the 850 Club Elite is going to be able to get some questions answered. So actually, I'm waiting on him to respond back to that one because I got to see legally, what his where things start and stop at. So, but I'll keep you guys posted on that because I had to get a lawyer up in here. I'm tired of people getting bad information. I'm also tired of people not tired. I want people to know the right information when it comes to bankruptcies, collection companies. We about to go deep. Get ready for that one. That one's gonna be big. Then we also have my friend of mine who is um, she's a business attorney and one of the top business attorneys in the state of Texas. And but she's gonna be talking about trademarks. We got some business owners in the house. So again, trademarks, copyrights, business law, just some best business practices as we kind of navigate through just having a business and the legalities on the back end of that too. So all of that, none now there's only one out of three of those interviews is going to be on YouTube, just because I'm trying to make sure that our community is we're everything that they want to learn about that's close to credit or business as possible. That's what we're learning. Okay. And so but YouTube is weird with like the algorithm and stuff like that. Saying that to say, I know some of you all may not be interested in those types of things, and if you are, then come into the elite. I'm not trying to hold information back. It's just a matter of when we work hard on videos, and I'm gonna be honest, like I like when videos are watched, and if they're not watched, it's like, oh, you guys are not people aren't that deep into the information. So, but anyway, there's something that's kind of goes on behind the scenes before we make a decision on certain stuff. So, but anyway, let's keep on going. Let's see here. Where did I stop at? Where did I stop? But either way, that answers your question, Ernest. We got you, sir. Muriel's in the house. Appreciate you being here. There's Muriel. She's reminding y'all. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button, share, and subscribe as well. Mike says, "Do you have a one-time lifetime membership?" We do get people that pay for the elite, like they pay for it a year in advance. Let me tell y'all something, man. The elite is amazing. The elite is amazing, man. I'm just being honest because as things change, you guys get everything right there. You don't have to wait for videos. But anyway, yes, we talked about it. He says bad non-member. It's all good. Do I have to go out the woods and get that financial switch, cut and win, walking back? We got you, man. We got you, man. It's all good. But yeah, no, but seriously, 850 Club Elite, Mike. That's where bro. I keep telling you, you listen, you got I'm telling you the 850 Club Elite is where you need to be. Because here's the thing. You all have questions, and there's nothing wrong with having questions. But look at me, like my friends, man. They don't bother me too much. Over the years, they used to ask a lot of questions, things of that such. And I send people say, hey, family and friends. I'm like, guys, come on, man. Like, come on. So but saying that to say, no, the elite is where you want to be because as you all are making decisions, as you're buying, because here, you may not be buying a car now, but you'll be buying a car soon. You may not be buying a house now. You'll be buying a house soon. I want to be there. I want my team and I to be there with you, holding your hand, guiding you. So you all won't feel like you're making these decisions by yourselves. A lot of people don't have people to talk to about this stuff. So I'm just letting you know we're there for you. Okay. Now we're going to do the best that we can, so, but still, we're there for you. Okay. So, but anyway, something to consider. Grinding for the bag says 100% payment, no derogatory marks. Collections, all I need. Collect. Oh yeah, all I need is more credit age. You getting there? You getting there? Mike says my intention is to get a Navy Federal secured card for the limit of that 33%, 1,000, and close that card out. Listen, most definitely, you most definitely want to do that for sure. Daniel says, Calvin, if you ask for a credit limit increase from Navy Federal and they do a hard pull, does that affect your average age of accounts if they approve or decline your request? No, it does not. Very good question. Only if you get approved for a credit card. And it's not even just Navy Federal. There's any credit card. So anytime you get approved, anytime a new account is added to your credit report, that's going to not count. Technically, it doesn't reset it, but it now calculates that in. Because let's say, for example, you have 5 accounts and they all were 8 years old. Now you get one more account. Now you got 6 accounts, and that's going to be 8 years for those. And now the new account, which is 0 days old. So your average age of accounts is going to go much lower than 8 years, probably drops down to what's that, 6, whatever the math is on that. Right. And so that's what that's going to end up being. So keep that in mind as well, too. Textile says that's a great hack. I can add someone to my account and keep the card. Yeah, absolutely. And then vice versa. If you all have husbands, you all have wives, you guys have kids, listen, those are accounts. And not only are those accounts, but you can control those accounts, guys. Like you can manage them, not control them. And we're not doing anything illegal. We're not opening up accounts in people's names that don't know about it, but you can manage that. And since you're managing it or helping them manage it, it's going to get paid on time because you're helping them manage it or you're managing it for them. And you're adding yourself on that card while it's being taken care of. That's an easy trade line, guys. And that's in-house. That's in-house for sure. Okay. Arlex says 850 Club Elite. Appreciate you being here, sir. Ernest is in Virginia. What's going on, man? Oriel, what's going on, man? Florida is in the building. Hope everything's going well in Florida, man. I know this weather has been crazy. Hopefully, you guys are not being affected by all this bad weather that's out here for sure. Okay. Booker says, I've got to tell you that the 850 Club to me is worth the money that you paid. You're getting the gym. You're getting the gym. Okay. Order for a penny. I'm telling you. You got to tell them, Booker. You got to tell them, man. Because listen, and we don't want to overload you guys with information. Many of you guys said at least like one situation a week is reasonable. Okay. Because let me tell y'all something. At one point, it was about to be at least about 2 things happening a week. But either way, y'all said one thing a week is good. So but we gonna always kind of monitor it. Sometimes we got things that overlap, so we got y'all for sure. Appreciate you, Booker, and all the value that you're getting for sure. Apostle Jones says, Sir Calvin, you just love teaching. I do. I really want to see people in a good position. I really want to see people in a good space. And you know what? Here, let me see if I can dig something up, guys. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm gonna show you guys this. Let me see if I can find it though. Give me a second. I'm going to go through the vaults here. Y'all, I know y'all been rocking with me for years, guys, years. I don't know if you guys remember this. Oh man, this is so old. I got some old stuff in here, guys. Because y'all do know the channel's gonna be 10 years old in September. So the channel's gonna be 10 years old in September, man. So greatly appreciate you guys being here. Where is it at? Man, I got so much stuff. I got so much stuff. Here, I'm gonna put together almost like a little mini documentary, not documentary, but and yes, I know y'all have been requesting the documentary on a man on some stuff. I'm so particular on how these videos are. I want things to be perfect. So, but I'll keep you guys posted. It's on the list. I promise you, it's on the list. All right. But anyway, for always, forever, for life, 850 Club credit and chat. What's going on? Appreciate you being here. He says, I was just considering trademarking my name. Yes, listen. So but yes, y'all gonna love that event. And she is gonna be giving you guys the game. She owes me a couple favors. So listen, no, I'm just kidding. But no, I have friends of mine who loves helping people as well too, and just make sure they get the right information. So she's most definitely gonna be answering some questions there as well too. Mike says I have some intellectual property that's registered with the office in DC. I gotta watch that, but yes, Listen, you most definitely do for sure. Okay. You know, he says 850 Club Elite is dope. Listen, you know, he says, what are you waiting on? Tell him you know me. Apostle says, yes, Calvin, I do study them as well. We need to be educated in those areas of the law. I am loving it. Yes, absolutely. Freddie says, what about senior citizens who want to start in real estate? So check this out. It's never too late to start in real estate. It just depends on what you how involved do you want to be. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all don't have to do the whole deal. Y'all can do partner deals. We talked about that too. Let me go back here. If you go into, I'm gonna share my here. Let me make myself smaller again. I'm gonna show you guys this. I'm telling y'all, a lot of the stuff is in the 850 Club Elite. I'm telling you. So here, check this out. We just interviewed a guy. I know you guys can't see it. Check. Give me a second. Um, so we just interviewed. Now, I interviewed Sean here a while back, but he's gonna be up in here. But either way, we asked him a ton of questions the other day. So this is right here. And if you go into the Elite, you go to Power Talks. Okay, you get access to real estate investing with business credit with Sean. So you guys get to watch the whole interview, but he was answering questions inside of this interview, guys. But listen, he talks about how to buy property. Okay, this was an hour long. The interview was like 27 minutes, let's say 30 minutes. He spent another 30 minutes answering questions, but one of the questions he was answering was how you can I'm sorry, the entire interview was based on how can you buy rental property using your business credit only. Okay. How to buy rental property using your business credit only. Okay. This is what you want to be at. Now, here, we're going to be bringing Sean back later on this year. But Sean sent me an email saying, listen, what we did the other day was amazing. He was about the interview. He says, listen, I got one of my friends that wants to give information as well, too. We're making sure she meets the qualifications to be we just don't have anybody up in here. I want to let y'all know that. So but either way, we that was most definitely one of the things you most definitely want to do. And but you can partner with someone, so you don't have to do everything on your own. You most definitely can partner with someone that's in your area. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. Hope that helps as well too. Mike says also, Calvin, the changes that Trump has done is about to do banking, consumer finance sector critical. It is. It really is, guys. I mean, especially people that got student loans, they really finna be hit hard. If they can't now, hopefully everything switches over, but a lot of stuff just be in limbo. You know, it just be in limbo, man. We're gonna see how this goes. As long as it's not reporting late payments as the transition happens, but ain't no telling what this administration, man. It's a lot of stuff that's like hanging on by a thread, and people don't want to admit it, but it is what it is. Anyway, Lisa J. Stocks is in the house. Appreciate you being here. All right. Grounded for the Bag says, yes, I've had more rewards credit cards with Navy Federal. Started with $500 credit limit, paid on time for a year. They just gave me $1,000 limit credit limit increase. Yes, sir. I remember that too, man. When you had first got approved for that credit card. So great job on that. Muriel says, wow, I've been watching for years. Yes. Listen, Muriel, listen, I don't know if you remember the early days. How long, listen, put inside the chat how many years y'all been watching. I don't even know if y'all keep up with that. But listen, it's been a journey. It really has been a journey. And I decided 2 years ago that I really want to get you guys better information. Not that the information was not good, but we've seen a lot of people saying, "Hey, I love the new direction of the channel," and it's more lives, it's more interviews, and of course, you guys get the core information. The how can I improve my credit score information? What can I do with my credit information? This will not stop. I promise you, this won't stop. And we got some other special stuff coming up for you guys as well too. The YouTube, we're just getting started, man. We are just getting started for sure. Booker says we're having a party, right? We have to pop some bottles somewhere, Booker. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We gonna see, man. You know, we gonna see. I do want to do something. I don't know what I want to do, but Yanobi is not far from here. Marcus is around here. We got quite a few people, man. You know, so here, I'm gonna show you guys another thing too. Check this out. Now, here, I know when I show y'all this. I know when I show y'all this, y'all gonna want me to start moving around. Okay. I'm gonna show y'all though. I'm gonna show y'all. Listen, I'm gonna show y'all. And listen, I don't know what I want to do yet, but here we listen. Let me show y'all something real quick. Okay. And let's see here. Check this out. Oh, wait, that's not it. This is it here. All right. I already know when I show y'all, you'll be like, Calvin, come this place, come this place. So listen, this is a map. Okay, this is a map of where everybody is that's inside the 850 Club elites. Okay, pretty cool. And now and it's not the pin is off by 10 miles for privacy. Okay, so either way, this shows me kind of it gives me an idea of where you guys are. First off, I didn't even think that it was that many people near Chicago that was watching us because I know we're local here, but a lot of people are near the Chicago area. Okay, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. We ain't gonna zoom in too much. But listen, man, we got some people that's in here for sure. But y'all deep in Atlanta, man. Y'all are deep in Atlanta. Y'all are down there in Florida as well too. And of course, over here near New York, is crazy as well. And then of course, California has always been repping for sure. But listen, this gives me an idea just in case I decide to go to a couple of cities. So more, who knows? There's nothing planned for this year, nothing like that. But it would be who knows what we might do. I'll just say that who knows what we might do. Okay, but again, when you're we'll see how things go, man. We'll see how things go for sure. So I'll just say that. Okay, I ain't gonna overpromise nothing. My wife says you be overpromising, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right, so here, let's go into it real quick. And Sharonda says 850 Club is a whole vibe. If you really want to accomplish some of your financial goals this year, the club is where you need to be. Tell them, Sharonda. But just so y'all know, Sharonda had a goal to qualify for home ownership when she first started. We had to get everything in place, get the game plan, all that stuff. She's been following it to the T, and she qualifies for homeownership, and we're just making sure that everything is a good time to know to move forward. But she's going to be closing on her home this year. Okay, we're already putting things in place, and so we'll circle back to that. But greatly appreciate those kind words, Sharonda. Leading by example too, man. Leading by example, because getting a game plan is one thing, but following it and just circling back is always a great thing as well too. Ernest says, what about the changes that Trump made as far as credit? Can you explain in brief detail? Yeah. um Short version is some of the things he did and some of the things he did indirectly affects us. So for example, when he was essentially breaking down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, a lot of lawsuits were open that have now been closed, and those were affecting people for sure. They should have gotten paid for a lot of those things. And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau also looks out for the consumer. So either way, that's pretty much not all the way shut down, but it's not the same anymore. Like they haven't opened up any cases in months. So they're not going to open up any cases. So that was one of the things. Obviously the student loan situation. And since he's transferring the student loans from the U.S. Department of Education over to the SBA, the Small Business Administration. That makes no sense at all. And then some of the other stuff is going to, I think, like health and something. It's like it's departments that should not be doing this. Like it's insane right now. And the list goes on. There's a few other things as well too. So check out the video. It's called Four Massive Credit Score Changes from Donald Trump. So make sure you go ahead and check that out as well. Then you have things that are indirect with the Capital One and Discover merger. He is suing Capital One right now, so they're going to end up paying for sure. I did a video on that where he's going up against Capital One, so make sure you check that out as well. Apostle Jones says trademark if you use my name, litigation time. Listen, I know that's right. Listen, litigation time for sure. For always forever for life says, oh my God, I'm still paying student loans. I hope they're not going to put my payment amount higher. This is too much. Yeah. So if you're already paying your student loans, then your payments are not going to change. If you haven't started paying on your loans, then that's where the issue is. And there's more people that are not paying their student loans than people that are paying their student loans. And people that are not paying their student loans, they haven't filled out the application yet. And so he took the application down so people cannot get income based repayment plans. So essentially, I'll give you guys basic math. if you owe $48,000 in student loans and you wanted to pay, I think the average plan is like 10 years. So that means you would have to pay 480 $480, but that's at 0%. It's not at 0% interest. It's at like 6% or something like that. So you're going to be paying like 550, around that number. And that's if you're not on an income-based repayment plan. If you get on the income-based repayment plan, that lowers what you have to pay. So just so we're clear, we're not saying that people shouldn't pay their student loans, but people that love Trump, I try not to get into politics. I really try my best not to, but people just won't call a spade a spade. You got to call a spade a spade, and the spade is it's not fair that. And by the way, people are only going to college to get a job in the American economy. They're doing this to these are our teachers, our doctors, our lawyers, everybody that's specialty workers, things of that sort. And they're saying, "Hey, listen, because if they don't get on the income-based repayment plan, that many of them can't get a house." I had a client where, first off, many of the people that have student loans that are buying homes, they have to get on an income-based repayment plan. There are deals right now. There are people right in the middle of buying a home, and they cannot get the income-based repayment response back fast enough because the department is being switched over. There are homes under contract and their deals are falling apart because of this. So people have to stop acting like this stuff does not affect people. And let me tell you something. And that move, it doesn't matter who you voted for. That if you have a student loan balance, last time I checked, it wasn't just Democrats going to college. Okay. So there are people that are most definitely being affected by this, man. So but hey, anyway, Stories of Soul says waiting for our one-on-one. Yes, listen, it's gonna be happening soon. Get ready, get ready. Appreciate you. Stories for the soul, stories of the soul. Apostle Jones says that's the way to go. Put everything in a trust. Okay. Grinding for the bag says they better just stop it with these doing these credit squeeze. I keep telling you, man. I keep telling you. Muriel says she's been watching the channel for 8 years. Okay, and she is Florida. Florida is in the house. Nick, you grad is in the house. Cleveland, stand up. Okay. Grinding is in North Carolina. Okay, he says, I didn't learn that. I didn't learn about that map till I watched the orientation class. I know. Listen, the map is crazy. You know, Jamie been pushing. Jamie is pushing for me to come to Atlanta. I know. I know. See. Once I start telling y'all stuff, then y'all won't let it go. So we'll keep y'all posted on some stuff like that. Queen is in the house. California is in the house. He says, do a pop up in a town near you. Listen, we're gonna do it. Listen, we are in Chicago. This is where we're gonna be at for now. But who knows what the future holds? I did do a pop up in when I was in Texas. But either way, I'll keep you guys posted on that. She says, since COVID, appreciate that, Apostle. All right. Congratulations, Sharonda. Oh, yeah, for sure. All right. Grinder says, my goal is to buy me a house. Next year, my new lease is up. Yes, sir. We got to most definitely make that happen for sure. For always and forever says, student loans going to SBA. Why? Donald Trump is moving it there, man. And it makes no sense. They can't handle that. They can't handle that, man. They can't handle that. They have to learn that whole system. They have to learn that whole entire process. That's too much. That's too much for people. And then, yeah, the Health and Human Services took my programs for children with disabilities for school. Wow. Yeah, right. I knew that's what it was. Health and Human Services took the program. It's crazy. It's crazy. Mike says the more credit cards you have with high limits, the better. You never know with sudden events they may befall you. I got 5. Listen, it most definitely does. You most definitely need to be in position for that. That's good to know, Mike. Mira says it do affect us. It most definitely does. It most definitely does. Mike says how you use a credit card is the key to financial success. One of my 5 cards is designated for transfers. Another one for emergencies. And there you go. You got it right there, just in case, man. Just in case. Well, listen, guys. Listen, we got a lot of stuff coming up this week. Make sure you guys are there if you all want to be there. I'm going to go ahead and put. Listen, he says I'm about to drop out of this NBA. It's too much right now. Yeah, I would say it's nothing. Let me tell y'all something. It's nothing wrong with putting stuff on pause. That doesn't mean you're not gonna finish, but they need this stuff ain't free. So y'all, but I'm telling you, this stuff is not. This stuff. Listen, we you gotta wait until it goes into limbo. It's a lot of stuff, man. So that's why I'm trying my best to keep. I'm trying my best to keep up with everything. There's almost something every day, and I need to make sure we stay on top of the things that affect us because the news is not going to necessarily hone in on the credit industry or credit score. They're not going to hone in on that. To them, it's just, oh, student loans, this. It's like, no, we need to break this down. Okay, y'all need to know what's going on, So, but I try my best to be on top of it for sure. But anyway, guys, listen. We will see you guys, of course, on the next video. Appreciate you guys as always. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And again, listen, guys, the 850 Club Elite. We got a lot of stuff coming up this week, so make sure you guys go ahead and tap in, scan that QR code. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link inside of back inside the chat as well.